So let's talk about Penei Sewell. There seem to be some people that believe, I seen through the media, that Penei Sewell is going to move to the right side, and it's a problem. One thing that Decker excelled at was being a great pass blocker. Penei Sewell is not so much a great pass blocker, and to be your left tackle, you have to be a great pass blocker. And one of the reasons he's a right tackle, I believe his arm length isn't as long as they would want it to be. And also, he has to improve as a pass blocker. Your left tackle must be an elite pass blocker. There's the big difference when you have a right-handed quarterback between right and left tackle. Usually, your right tackle is the more run-dominant, tackle. They can get away with being an average or above average pass blocker because the quarterback can see that rusher coming. From the backside, he can't see that rusher coming. Especially when you can't sense pressure, you can't feel that pressure in the pocket. If you can't feel that pressure in the pocket with your back turned. So, I know people thinking like, well, if they draft a guy, he's not going to be ready. I mean, they already ready coming in. When you do your scouting, you know who going to be an elite, who going to be an elite left tackle. You know it. When it comes down to arm length, footwork, athleticism, and you're going to help them transition. It's like when they played Manu Giovanni at left tackle versus the Bengals, when they played Dan Skipper versus the Bengals. It's basically the equivalent of, football-wise, is able to get, you eventually want your left tackle to be able to get this. This is a good analogy. I feel like if you watch the Houston Texans, they was able to get to the quarterback rushing 4 linemen or 4 rushers. That was their thing. We can get to the line and we can get 4 rushers and we don't have to compromise our back end and coverage. If we can get there with 4, we can double somebody. We can play extra coverage. You know what I'm saying? And with a left tackle, if I don't have to help you and chip, or I don't have to double or slide your way, and you can handle your business, bro, that's a beautiful thing. That buys us more time. That allows the running back to block somewhere else. That allows him to block and release. That allows him to go on a route. That allows us to do more empty sets. It allows us a lot of flexibility offensively. Okay. So eventually a young left tackle, I know you may be thinking like, okay, Tay Rallage, he wasn't ready to play center, or Ragnow play a year at guard or whatever. Center is kind of more difficult than left tackle. And from the standpoint of, you got to know the line audibles, you kind of the brain of the line, you got to know the line audible, you got to slide, protections, call line, all that type of stuff. At the left tackle, yeah, you got to know the plays, but you just got to be him at pass blocking. Now, could they have used an upgrade from Taylor Decker? Absolutely. He was a good, not great pass blocker. He was stiff and he wasn't the most stout in the run game, but we didn't need him to be the most stout in the run game. We need for him to have stability after Jeff Wackus, aka Jeff Backus, because he was so fucking whack. He stabilized that. So now, would you like to go from an elite guy who can protect you the blind side and roll grade? Absolutely. My thing is this: whoever they pick to be their job is to pick the best left tackle. You don't want to take the best right tackle in football and put him at left. Guess what? You want to be able to have the best left tackle in football and the best right tackle in football, flat out. So I have no issue with them drafting a guy and he instantly comes in and starts at left tackle. That's fine. They had Skipper play left tackle. They had Manu Giovanni play left tackle. This kid is going to get better and better. But then again, you got the kid from Miami who they say he's more of a guard or right tackle prospect. So obviously, right then and there, if they talking guard, he ain't no left tackle. So you looking for the best possible footwork, arm length, pass. You looking for the most complete. And if you find one of the guys that's going to be elite left tackle, that's worth some compromising, or that's worth giving up some picks. That's worth giving up some money. That's worth giving up some capital, to go get him. Now, if that guy you feel is that guy falls to you at whatever pick they pick in 15, 16, or you can get somebody good in the second round or whoever round you feel he can be that guy, absolutely. Absolutely. But the most premier position that they need to fill is that left tackle position because your quarterback is cement footed. And I feel like they know that. So you want to be able to get a guy you can depend on just as long as you depended on Decker. Was it 5 or 10 years? And don't worry about it. Moving Penei Sewell, I'm not saying he can't. His arms can't get longer, but I'm not saying he can't. But he has to improve pass blocking wise. And right now, he's nowhere near the pass blocker that Taylor Decker was at his pinnacle. So I'm not gonna move him out of. I still want him to be a better pass blocker, but I'm not gonna move him out of his comfort zone. Because now, once you look at you shift the line once again. You shift, and I'm gonna bring up another point. You shift the line once again. Now you got Penei Sewell at left tackle. That's a whole different ball game. That's one movement. Now you got a new center. That's 2 movement. Now you got a new right tackle. That's 3 movements. And at guard, who knows? Are they gonna stick with Mahogany? My hobby and job. I had to say that. It just sounds cool. So I have to run DMC. Or are they gonna go with Miles Frazier? They're gonna draft somebody. So I think what you're gonna see, and I think it's gonna be another shift in the line. So we said left tackle in this scenario, right tackle, left tackle, new positions, new center. You're gonna have a new guard. I think what you're gonna see happen is, you're gonna have Tate Ratledge go to left guard, and they're gonna move Mahogany back there. So Mahogany will be the only person that played that position before his rookie year, and that was just a little bit. That was a little bit. So in reality, you have a new left tackle, a new right tackle, a new center, a new left guard, and a guy that's already played right guard before it had success a smidge of this rookie year. You have 5 new offensive linemen in 5 new places, bro. Well, in reality, you probably gonna have Tate kick the left guard. You're gonna have a new center. Let's say best case scenario, Mahogany move back to right guard. You keep Sewell at right tackle. So Mahogany and Sewell stay where they stay at. Ratledge make a little move in that left tackle. You go get your guys. It's tackle deep. It's tackle rich. It's defensive end rich. Your first 2 picks, you should be able to get a really good tackle and a really good defensive end. You know what I'm saying? So the tackle is the most important position they need to get. So my point is this. I'm not moving them from right to left. And I'm going to make this last point that y'all may or may not agree with right here. But great point to be made. Anytime they got into a jam at left tackle when Decker went down, they never moved Sewell from right to left. Not for a long time. They always put Skipper over there, gave him help. They always put Manu over there or gave some help. So even in jams, they never moved Sewell's position from right to left. So that may give you a little insight on what they believe. Hey, we're not going to take our best offensive player, one of our best offense, and switch him position. No, that doesn't make sense in a draft where you have a lot of guys that could be the answer. So at left tackle. So hit the link in the description. Find me everywhere. That's what the link says. The Linktree, X, Facebook, Instagram, the whole 9. Peace.